Let's get to it.
Joe Manassa answers your real estate frequently asked questions.
Good to go.
Today's question: how is square footage used in determining the value of a home? First of all, let's look at defining square footage. I often see it as the heated and cooled space in a home versus the total space under the roof. We have to know how they measured it. Did they use an exterior wall measurement or an interior wall measurement? Different areas have differing norms, so you need to know how it was measured. You need to understand the source of the information as well. Did it come from the tax appraiser or did it come from a property appraiser? If it came from a property appraiser, the appraisal will have a date on it. If it came from the tax appraiser, it might be very old information, and there might have actually been some changes in the home since the tax appraisal was done. It's important that you understand the source of the information. Square footage is only a rule of thumb. It's a shortcut to estimate value. There are too many ways that properties differ to use this accurately to estimate a home's value. Let's look at some examples for clarification. Imagine we're looking at two different 2,000 square foot homes, one with a pool and one without a pool. Wouldn't the home with a pool typically be worth more than the one without a pool if all other things were equal? Thus, a price per square foot example in this case would be definitely off base. A 2,000 square foot home on a quarter acre versus on 74 acres. The land underneath the home has a great impact on its value, and it wouldn't be represented in a price per square foot calculation. A home's value is affected more by the features that it contains than by the size or square footage of the home. Generally speaking, the bigger the home, the greater the value. But sometimes unique features disprove this generalization. Few warnings about square footage. Beware of real estate agents who quote value based upon square footage. They obviously are not very experienced. And beware of websites that declare value based upon recent sales and square footage. One method that many of the national websites do to tell you what homes in an area are worth is they look at recent sales, they determine price per square foot in those sales, and then they apply it to the subject property that you're looking at. And again, this is fine for a rule of thumb, but it could be way off based upon the features of the home. And finally, don't rely on property tax assessments. Property tax assessments based upon square footage can be way off at times. Sometimes the property hasn't been measured in years and there's been changes to the property. Square footage is a rule of thumb shortcut to estimate value. Use it with the knowledge that you're only getting a rough estimate and it's not actually what you'll do to determine the value of a home.
Let's get to it.
Joe Manassa answers your real estate frequently asked questions.
Good to go.